It's beautiful.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jazz on My Mind. I'm Richard Blackwell, and I'm excited to have with me today a young man who is not only one of the best jazz trumpeters in the business, but probably one of the most requested musicians in the industry, Mr. Rahmlee Michael Davis.
Hey,
Rahmlee, welcome to Jazz on My Mind.
All right, man.
Rahmlee, first of all, I know you have recorded and toured with everyone from Tyrone Davis, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Phil Collins. Tell me, where did this all begin? When was the first time you picked up a trumpet, and tell us why?
Okay. How long you got?
I got time. For you, I have time.
My father played music, so you know it was. I knew at a young age what I was going to do.
Did he play trumpet as well?
I actually played sax,
Okay.
and that was the Dick Davis trio
Wow.
combo. Actually, they were playing all around Chicago, all over the Persian, the Drew Sabo Hotel, and I mean just all over Chicago.
And speaking of Chicago, that's something we have in common. That's one of the many things that you and I have in common. We both are from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
What age did you pick up the trumpet and realize that that was going to be your calling?
About 12. About
Okay.
12 was when I knew that I wanted to play. My father died, you know, young when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I had his memory of his playing around the house.
Right, right.
So all his friends, you know, would always tell me, "Oh man, you're just like your father." And you know, from that I began to play, and with a lot of his friends like John Young.
Okay.
In Chicago, and a lot of the old guys that came up, you know, playing with when Diz would come in town, my father would be on the bill right with him.
Dizzy Gillespie. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So, you know, my mother sang too. So, you know, I was about 12, 13. And
When you picked it
my
up.
mom, yeah. Right after he died, she got me a horn. And that was it.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Now, picking up that horn, playing it, and finding out that that's what you love, and of course, you know, thinking about your dad as you play that horn. When you play any music, to have someone like your father to be your mentor, to be there with you all the time, that had to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it was. You know, a lot of good stories about how he was as a band leader, you know, around town that, you know, that stuck with me. He was always fair.
That's beautiful.
He was always fair.
Now, you picked up playing the trumpet at 12 years old. Your first professional gig was in Chicago, I assume.
Yeah.
Because back then the clubs were really smoking in Chicago.
Yeah, they were. And we used to put our ages up, and I used to always play with the guys that were older than I was. So, you know, they used to sneak me in, and you know, it was. I must have been about maybe 13 or 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So at that time in Chicago, the High Chaparral was really booming. The Checkmate.
Yeah, this
Man's,
was even before those places though.
You used to get in there and do your thing.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Don Cornelius.
Oh yeah. Well, this was right around that time too. Don was getting, you know, he was starting out at the High Chaparral. I remember the Jackson 5. I remember when they were starting out.
Right.
And he had them come down, and you know, we were a lot of bands that was playing. And then we got hooked up with Brunswick. I think a lot started happening around that time. And that was Carl Davis. And
exactly, that's what I was going to say.
Yes, Brunswick Records. That was an interesting time for me.
I know Brunswick had a pretty wide stable of talent. They had the Shy-Lights.
Very wide.
They had Tyrone Davis.
Exactly.
Who were some of the other people that you had the pleasure?
Let's see, they had Barbara Acklin.
Oh, wow. Love Makes a Woman was a big hit, 1968.
Exactly. They had Young Hope Unlimited.
That's right. Soulful Strength.
There. Yes. Of course, Eugene Record. Of course, he
with
was
the
writing. Wells Wallace. I don't know if you knew Wells, but the Artistics.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
Artistics were there,
I remember that,
right.
1969.
Artistics, right. Mel and Tim was there.
Backfield in Motion.
Exactly. You know,
Am I telling my age?
Come on. You know,
all of those were
R&B, don't you?
I know the R&B. As well as the jazz.
Yeah.
Those groups were very, in fact, if you listen, sample some of those songs from then,
right.
you can hear a lot of similarities in the music that we have now, whether it's jazz or R&B.
That's true.
So you were really involved with some heavy songs, because when you mentioned Barbara Acklin, you played trumpet on Love Makes a Woman.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's right.
And when you mentioned, when I mentioned Tyrone Davis, Can I Change My Mind?
That's right.
Some of the other people that we mentioned included the Shy-Lites, Have You Seen Her?
Have you seen her? Right.
Old Girl.
Well, you said Young Hope Unlimited, and that was the Soulful Strut. Gene Chandler. Right.
Oh,
right.
that
Gene
Groovin' Situation?
Right, Groovin' Situation.
Yeah.
You know, played with Gene. In fact, we was not only the recording band, but we went out on the road on those Henry Wynn tours.
Isn't that
I don't
something?
know if you know about those tours.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, some heavy tours.
So that's really something to be associated with at such a young age for you, Rahmlee.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you handle the pressure at that time?
Not easy. Okay, we learned we learned a lot, on the road. Okay, as young musicians.
Right, right.
That's why we got a lot that we can tell these young musicians now about what not to do.
Right,
okay?
exactly.
When they go out with the band, and that took us all the way up to, Phil Collins, all the way to that.
Now, before Phil Collins, the Phoenix Horns were born.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about the Phoenix Horns because the Phoenix Horns are very, very dear to your heart.
Yes.
And give us an idea of, well, I know you played with Louis Satterfield, and also Don Myrick. And before that, who comprised the Phoenix Horns?
Well, Michael Harris, you can't forget Michael Harris. And they were there actually before I was with Earth, Wind and Fire. They were the nucleus of the group. It was only 3 horns at first. But the book got so intense as far as horns. They had to send for me to come and augment the group. Okay? And we were just doing so many sessions as the Earth, Wind and Fire horns at that time. Just playing on everybody's
set, everybody's
especially after we got to Los Angeles. I mean, that's us on Shake Your Booty Down to the Ground with the Jacksons.
You played with that. I wanted to talk about that. You played with the Jacksons.
Yeah. At that time, horn sessions were plentiful.
Yeah.
Okay, then they were using real musicians. So things have changed a little bit now.
Right. But that had to be a marvelous time.
One person do everything, right?
That had to be a marvelous time because we're talking like the late 70s, and we're talking about the early 80s, mid 80s. Exactly. That was a wonderful time for all aspects of music, not just jazz, but the pop and the R&B was happening, and to know that you were there, in the forefront of all of that, that had to be quite an exciting moment for you.
It was. We got some stories. Good ones.
Now, you mentioned Earth, Wind and Fire. I grew up 2 blocks in Chicago from Earth, Wind and Fire on Chappelle Avenue. In fact, I went to school with their sisters, Patsy and Jerry, South Shore High School. And I remember that Jerry said to me one day, "You want to come by and meet my brothers? They're musicians." And I remember going into the house on Chappelle, and instruments were everywhere. That was before they were Earth, Wind and Fire.
All right.
Now, what year did you join Earth, Wind and Fire?
75.
1975. And the horn section at that time were comprised of?
Right, Don Myrick, Louis Satterfield, and Michael Harris.
And that had to be a phenomenal time.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was at the top of